Hey guys, it's me, McLemon here, and today we are going to be talking about my trip to the Outer Banks. And we haven't done one of these storytime videos in a while, so we will be doing one today. And we have a little bit of news, so stay tuned till the end of this video. And also, some of you might already be questioning why I've changed my name to McLemon and didn't keep it as the B73. Well, I will tell you guys all the reason why at the end of this video when I talk about the other changes. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So anyways, let's get right into the story. So basically, it's pretty early in the morning. We had to wake up at like 3, 4-ish in the morning, and I hadn't gotten the most sleep that night, which was unfortunate because boy do I like my sleep. So basically, I couldn't fall asleep in the car because, at least, well, not till later on the car ride. Because, I just find it very difficult to fall asleep in a moving vehicle. So basically, it's like maybe 8 now, maybe 7, and we decide, hey, we're hungry. Let's go to Starbucks to get some breakfast. So we pull over, and we have to kind of go out of the way to go to the Starbucks, which is unfortunate. So basically, we go, and, I get a croissant and a drink, something, good stuff. And my brother, I think he gets the double bacon, egg, and cheddar sandwich, which is pretty good. It's a really good sandwich. And my dad, he gets the impossible breakfast sandwich. We were telling him to get the, double bacon, egg, and cheddar sandwich because that's a pretty good meal. I don't even know if I'm saying it correctly, but, you guys, I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about. It's a pretty good meal, if I did say so myself. I've had it before. So my dad wasn't happy with his meal, of course, because there was complaints about, oh, the bread's not a biscuit, the silly little things like that. So then we go back, and my dad was, he's still not the happiest camper because we had to go out of the way for that Starbucks. And it's funny because literally when we're back on our route to try to get there, we pass numerous Starbucks that are just lined up waiting for us. So, of course, that wasn't the best thing. So we keep going, but that's not where the complaining ends. We stop at this sandwich place called Zero's, and I keep it very simple. I got a nice turkey and provolone sub. It was pretty good. And my dad, he got the tuna sub, and so did my mom. And my brother got the same thing as me, I believe. If not, then he'll probably correct me in the comments down below. So basically, my dad eats it, and, well, he says that it's very watery, and you need a spoon to try to eat it. You need a bib. He says things that Larry David would say. If you guys don't know who that is, then you should watch Curb Your Enthusiasm. It's a pretty funny show. So basically, there's that. But the tuna wasn't watery because of the tuna, but it was actually because of the tomato that was in it. But that's not where the complaining ends. You see, there's more. So it turns out for more than 9 hours of the trip, my dad wasn't getting AC out of his vent for whatever reason. But we found out that was because his vent was closed, and he, of course, was like, what the F? He wasn't the happiest camper about that. So basically, the entire car ride, he was complaining like a 5-year-old. And my mom even said, on the way back, Austin gets to sit in the front seat because I was acting more mature than he was the whole car ride. So anyways, we get there, and we go to this place for dinner after we settle in called Dirty Dick's Crab Shack. The food was okay. So then we go home. Well, actually, me, my dad, and my brother's friend's dad, we go back to the house while everyone else goes shopping because we need to get stuff for breakfast the next day. So while I'm chilling in the house, I got the good idea to play some Minecraft mods like Sky Factory 4, since me and my friend have a server together on that mod. We have a fun time playing it. So I was gonna work on it, and I go to plug in my laptop because it's low battery, and I see this cockroach just on the floor where I'm gonna plug in. I'm like, ah, shit. So I tell my dad, and then we get it out. So my dad takes a picture of it, sends it to the owners of the house, and they ask if there was any other cockroaches that appeared, and that indicates something that, they have some problem there. But because it was half dead and half alive, that means they sprayed it. So, that's a pretty good sign. Alright, the next day, this is where things take a little bit of a twist. Not the good type of twist. Basically, my grandma had gone to take a walk outside because, it's beautiful. It's, the sun's out. So my grandma goes to take a walk, and my brother's friend's dad happens to join her. on her walk, and my grandma likes to wear like flip-flops and sandals in like really beachy locations, and that's in fact the only thing she will wear. And when she was walking, she had caught her sandal on the pavement and she fell forward and she hit her head. And well, I don't know all of what happened because my mom wouldn't let me in the room when I was asking questions like, what's going on with Mima? Is she okay? But all I know is that things did not look good. But so basically we had to call an ambulance because my grandma had thrown up because of nausea, and she was like, her conscious was like fading in and out, you know. She was there, but then she wasn't, you know. So we called an ambulance, and she got rolled off. So my dad and my Aunt Jen went to accompany her in the hospital, and they did scans, and she was okay. It might have been a very slight concussion, but she was fine. And she was back home the next day, and, you know, she had some bandage on her face, and she had, like, a road rash on her nose. But the road rash on her nose wasn't the worst thing in the world. I've had a worse road rash before, and it didn't look pretty, but I was okay. So, yeah, my grandma's fine, so don't worry about it. But it's a miracle that she's fine. And, you know, I saw her a few weeks ago, and she's still wearing sandals. And we were looking at him like, are you sure that's the best idea? Have you learned from your mistakes yet? Anyways, the rest of the week goes by like pretty smoothly. And I'll have to tell you guys about my Aunt Jen, because there was one trip we had with Aunt Jen that was quite interesting, which is why when my dad had invited her up to the Outer Banks, my mom was like, you know, she was iffy on it because of what happened that one trip, but she changed, which was excellent. But speaking of Aunt Jen, for a few dinners we ate up there, my Aunt Jen made this amazing bread. Like, this garlic bread was to die for. Like, it was just that good. I couldn't believe it when I tasted it. It was so good. It was like one of the best things I've ever had in bread, believe it or not. Bread was pretty good. So anyways, a few days later, my dad picks up a boogie board from the store, and we decide to take it out on the beach, and the waves get pretty big out there. So I'd taken it, and I had caught this huge wave, and I went up right to the top, and I looked down, and I just see like 4 feet, maybe 5 feet, 7 feet off the ground. I couldn't really tell, but it was a big distance, and the wave had just curled right over me, and I fell forward, did 2 somersaults, and hit my shoulder on the ground. And I got like a friction burn or sand burn, whatever they call it, when, you know, get some injury from the sand because of impacting it. But whatever it's called when you get an injury from the sand. But, you know, maybe it's called a sand rash, you know. So I had like a sand rash from it, but, you know, it's not the worst thing that happened. My neck did feel a little stiff after, but it's not the worst thing in the world. So cut to the last day, because nothing else really interested happened for the rest of the trip until like the last day, where we say, hey, we're going to go eat at a restaurant because, we think it'd take way too long to make dinner. But boy, were we waiting in that restaurant. So basically, in this restaurant, the head chef, she gets like 1 night off every month because of COVID. So she'd chosen that night, and nobody got their food for like 2 hours. And I ordered a chicken Caesar salad, you know, something pretty simple, you know, something you can't really screw up. So I had it, and while we were sitting there waiting for our food, I go over to my dad and say, Dad, are we going to have to call Uncle Tony from Brooklyn? Because we didn't get our food, and everyone ordered something pretty simple, believe it or not. So then, you know, because of the complaints, basically, they gave us like a 20% discount or something on our meal. Like, I don't know, they gave us a pretty big discount, though. So then, you know, we get our food, like, after a while, because she'd gotten her shit together, and she finally, you know, done something about the disorganization in the kitchen, which was good. So, I mean, would have been better off if we had food at the house because of that experience. So, yeah, that just about wraps it up for this story time. You know, sorry if it's not much of a story time, you know, but I like to keep it short and sweet. But, I mean, though some of you can argue that my first one was better than this one. But, you know, it's a story, and stories are stories, and stories are nice. So, anyways, back to the news. So, basically, I've done some things differently here. I changed my name to McLemon, and basically how I came up with that name is because I had a friend in my camp who would call me McLemon or MC Lemon, because on the first day of camp I wore a lemon lime green sweatshirt. So my nickname was literally McLemon for the rest of my time in camp. So it's something. And basically, this is a new era on my channel. Obviously, we're getting close to 1K, so we have to change things up a little bit. So some of you all might remember my old server, Squad 73. I obviously changed it. I've changed it and revamped it and archived every old channel and created new channels and rebranded the server and called it the Citrus Squad. So yeah, you can join that in the description, and we'll create a special role that will have permissions in the archive channels. If you are like an OG member, then we might give you permission to view the old stuff and what happened, and the channels. There was a lot of drama, and that's why I kind of archived it, because, well, pretty much my entire server was just arguing like half the time, and it wasn't the best thing in the world. So yeah, but it's back. The old server's back, but it's a little different now. So yeah, you can join that in the link in the description. So yeah, I thank you all for stopping by this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. And we're getting closer to 1K, so I would really appreciate if you all hit the bell and hit that subscribe button down below so you guys never miss a video. Stay fresh. I'll see you all next time.